WIBTA for refusing to welcome my husband's biological daughter into our home. Emmy31F and my husband 32 meters have been together for around 10 years. We met in college at 20 and 21 and have been inseparable since then. We have almost all the same interests and lead a very active lifestyle. We have both been very adamant about staying child-free since we met. And that isn't something I pushed him into. He actually brought it up first when we got together. He's pretty neutral to kids, but I hate them. And we both agreed that a child would ruin our lives. A year before we met, my husband did a study abroad in Europe and met Sarah. They had a fling, but he lives in the East Coast and she lived in California, so they agreed to break it off after the semester ended and they didn't keep in touch after. I've known about this since we got together, but I didn't care because it was before we met. Sarah found my husband on Facebook and reached out to him 4 months ago. She is sick with an aggressive form of cancer and probably has less than 6 months. She also has an 11-year-old little girl named Emily that is my husband's child. We've since got a paternity test, but as soon as I saw the pictures, I knew she was his. We have been to California to meet with Sarah and see how we'll proceed. Right now, Sarah's mom has moved in with them as a caregiver, but she is very elderly and not a long-term solution, and there's no other family. Sarah is adamant that we take Emily in and raise her like a normal family. It is truly heartbreaking to see them, but as far as I'm concerned, they are complete strangers to us. My husband is very conflicted about all of this, and it's even worse now that Sarah has been reaching out to his family about it. His mom reluctantly accepted that we wouldn't have kids, but now she is ecstatic and hounding us about taking Emily in. I can't be a mother. It will ruin our lives, and I will always resent Emily and could never love her. She's a sweet kid, but I did not sign up for this and have always known I couldn't be a mother. We've talked about this a lot and he's not even sure he could be a good dad, but he feels very obligated and pressured to take her in, which I understand. We talked about a lot of options, but I gave him an ultimatum last week that I wouldn't allow Emily into our home and he would have to figure out an alternative solution. This has already turned our lives upside and I don't think I can take it anymore. I've been called heartless by almost everyone we know. But I feel like it would be worse for Emily to have a mom that feels this way. I feel awful and I love this man so much. I've had to leave out a lot and some details might not be very clear. So I'll try and address things in the comments. Edit: I've looked at the comments and I feel like I didn't make my husband's feelings clear about this. He does not want to be a dad or take on this responsibility. I was very neutral to this in the beginning to see what he wanted to do, but he has also been against it from the start and tried to come up with alternatives. We are both being pressured and harassed by family about it, and that is why I finally told him that I would have no part in it and he had to make his own decision. But I don't know if he would make the decision to take her, and if I was never in the picture to begin with. Edit: to y'all are not understanding that giving this little girl up for adoption is an option. I understand how harsh this sounds, but Mill or other family are not an option for guardianship.